So, you're ready to find out what Germany really tastes like? Good. You are in exactly the right place. We are about to jump into this exclusive Peter on Tour guide to the soul of German food. Let's do it.
Okay, first things first, let's just get this out of the way. When you picture German food, is it all sausages and giant steins of beer? Yeah, that's the postcard, but the real story? Ugh, it's so much richer and honestly a whole lot more delicious.
Before we even look at a single dish, you've got to understand this one word, Gemütlichkeit. It's this feeling, right, of warmth, coziness, of just being together. This isn't just some word. It's the secret ingredient in everything we're about to explore. That feeling, that's the real flavor we're chasing. So our mission today is simple. We're going to take you on a journey right into the heart of German food. We're going region by region, and I'll show you how every single dish tells a story about the land, the history, and the people who make it.
And we are starting our tour way down in the south, in the heartland of some seriously hearty traditions, Bavaria and its very clever neighbor, Swabia. So yeah, you're going to want to get ready for some major comfort food. I mean, just look at this thing. It's a total spectacle. This is Schweinshaxe, a slow-roasted pork knuckle, and it is the iconic main course in Bavaria. Watching one of these land on a table is pure theater. That skin, it's roasted for hours until it's just unbelievably crispy, while the meat inside literally just falls right off the bone. And where do you eat this? In a beer garden, of course. But hey, there are rules. See those plain wooden tables? That's your clue for the self-service area. And don't be shocked when total strangers come and sit with you. It's not just allowed, it's totally expected. And here's a great local tip. A lot of the time, you can bring your own food just as long as you're buying their drinks. But Bavarian food is so much more than just that big main course. Over on the left, you've got Weisswurst. It's this delicate veal sausage, and it comes with a super strict rule. You gotta eat it for breakfast before the church bells ring at noon. No joke. And on the right, oh, that is Obersta. It's this ridiculously addictive cheese spread. Think camembert, butter, paprika. It's absolutely perfect with a fresh pretzel. All right, let's cop over to the next region, Swabia, and talk about my favorite food name ever. It basically translates to fooling God, and it's the nickname for their most famous dish, Maltpaschen. The story goes that some really clever monks invented these pasta pockets to hide meat from God during Lent. I mean, you've just got to love that kind of ingenuity, right? And this dish right here is another perfect example of that Swabian resourcefulness. It's called Geisberger Marsch, a one-pot stew that was designed to be a really filling, affordable meal. You've got tender beef, potatoes, and the region's famous handmade egg noodles, spätzle, all swimming in this rich broth. It's basically soul food in a bowl. Okay, time to leave the mountains of the south behind and head up towards the coast and the big rivers of the north and west. This is where the flavors start to change, a lot, shaped by the sea, by trade, and totally different local ingredients. So we are now in the maritime north in these old port cities like Hamburg and Lübeck. Up here, being so close to the North and Baltic Seas defines pretty much everything, from the architecture to, you guessed it, the food. And this is the dish that tells that whole maritime story. It's called Labskaus. And yeah, it might look a little unusual, but it's a classic sailor's meal. It was made from stuff that could actually survive a long sea voyage. Corned beef, potatoes, and pickled beets all mashed up. The beets give it that crazy pink color, and it's always served with a fried egg on top. All right, from the sea, we're heading inland, following the river into the Rhineland. The defining flavor profile here is this amazing balancing act between tangy, sweet, and sour notes. And here is a fantastic example of how one dish, sauerbraten, can be completely different depending on where you are. Over in the Rhineland, the marinade has raisins and even gingerbread spices for this signature sweet and sour taste. But the Swabian version? Nope, it's purely savory. It's such a great way to see that deep regional pride in action. And you just have to love the sense of humor they have in Cologne. If you go into a pub and order a halve Hahn, which means half a rooster, this is what you'll get. A rye roll, a big, thick slice of aged cheese, mustard, pickles, and absolutely no chicken. Not a bit. It's a classic local pub snack and a really fun quirk. All right, on to our final stop, the capital. Berlin isn't just the political center of Germany. It is a city where food tells this incredible story of division, of reunion, and of a vibrant, multicultural present. This slide tells such a powerful story. On the left, that's Leipziger Allerlei, a really refined, classic vegetable dish from the Old East. On the right, Berlin's modern icon, currywurst, a simple pork sausage just drenched in a special curry ketchup. This one comparison shows you the whole shift from formal dining to fast, democratic, and delicious street food.
And look, you cannot talk about modern Berlin without honoring the doner kebab. Its roots are Turkish, for sure, but it was the Turkish community in Berlin that perfected it, packing that amazing meat into a wedge of flatbread with fresh salads and sauces. They turned it into a global sensation, and it's really a symbol of the city's multicultural soul.
So from the Alps all the way to the Baltic Sea, it's pretty clear, right? German food is so much more than the stereotype. Every single dish we've seen is a taste of history, a reflection of the land, and a huge source of fierce regional pride. Now, before you go, I want to share Peter's #1 most important tip for trying all this amazing food for yourself without, completely emptying your wallet. This is the secret strategy that lets you eat like a total local.
So what if I told you that you could enjoy these exact same incredible, authentic meals, but for 40 to 60% less than what you'd pay for dinner? Yep, you heard me right. You absolutely do not need a luxury budget to eat this well.
Here's the secret. It's called the Mittagsmenü strategy. By eating your main meal between about 11:30 in the morning and 2:30 in the afternoon, restaurants offer the exact same dishes as lunch specials, but for a fraction of the dinner price.
This one tip is how you can truly afford to explore Germany's incredible regional food scene every single day of your trip. And to make it super easy for you, we have put together a complete list of these restaurants. We've also included a guide on how to spot these lunch deals. So head over to peterontour.com right now to get the full itinerary. Guten Appetit and auf Wiedersehen.